Yo, welcome to another episode of A Chapter a Day to Keep the Devil Away. I am Tinayashe, and this is the place where we read a chapter of the Bible together every day until we finish the entire thing. Today, we're going to be reading Leviticus chapter 1. If you haven't read Exodus chapter 39 or 40, or the rest of Exodus, I guess. If you haven't read Exodus chapter 40, you should go do that. But if you're joining us for the first time, just hang out with us in Leviticus. Welcome home. All right, let's get into it. Procedures for the burnt offering. The Lord called to Moses from the tabernacle and said to him, "Give the following instructions to the people of Israel. When you present an animal as an offering to the Lord, you may take it from your herd of cattle or your flock of sheep and goats. If the animal you present as a burnt offering is from the herd, it must be a male with no defects. Bring it to the entrance of the tabernacle, so you may be accepted by the Lord. Lay your hand on the animal's head, and the Lord will accept its death in your place to purify you, making you right with him. Then slaughter the young bull in the Lord's presence, and Aaron's sons, the priests, will present their animal's blood by splattering it against all sides of the altar that stands at the entrance to the tabernacle. Then skin the animal and cut it into pieces. The sons of Aaron, the priest, will build a wood fire on the altar. They will arrange the pieces of the offering, including the head and fat, on the wood burning on the altar. But the internal organs and the legs must first be washed with water. Then the priests will burn the entire sacrifice on the altar as a burnt offering. It is a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. If the animal you present as a burnt offering is from the flock, it may be either a sheep or a goat, but it must be a male with no defects. Slaughter the animal on the north side of the altar in the Lord's presence, and Aaron's sons, the priests, will splatter its blood against all sides of the altar. Then cut the animal in pieces, and the priests will arrange the pieces of the offering, including the head and fat, on the wood burning on the altar. But the internal organs and the legs must first be washed with water. Then the priest will burn the entire sacrifice on the altar as a burnt offering. It is a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. If you present a bird as a burnt offering to the Lord, choose either a turtle dove or a young pigeon. The priest will take the bird to the altar, wring off its head, and burn it on the altar. But first, he must drain its blood against the side of the altar. The priest must also remove the crop and the feathers and throw them in the ashes on the east side of the altar. Then, grasping the bird by its wings, the priest will tear the bird open, but without tearing it apart. Then he will burn it as an offering on the wood burning on the altar. It is a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. My takeaway from this chapter is more of just a preparation for the people that will be joining us. There are going to be a lot of rules in this chapter, as I'm recalling reading this in previous times in my life. Leviticus has a lot of rules, procedures, and instructions, so it's going to look a lot like the last few chapters of Exodus. I do believe there's something for us there in it, and I hope that we get to see that together, because I'm going to be struggling to find it. But a takeaway that I'm thinking about is, it must be without defect, a male without defect. And looking toward the cross, the amount of times that is referenced. And I think of the scripture, I'm not going to remember the address, but he who became sin, who knew no sin, without defect. Jesus lived a life without sin that we may become the righteousness of God. And so that's in my mind right now, and that's all I got for now. But I love you. Peace.